Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of newscasts in the English language on Canal the International. I'm called Morinzi at Top Stories. Former General Manager of the Telecommunications Regulatory Board, TRB, has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for the embezzlement of state funds. Cholera resurfaces again in Cameroon to the surprise and condemnation of many release signed by Public Health Minister says the southwest region is topped with 9 new cases in Ekondo Titi and a case in Yaoundé in the central region. And regional presidents of Feka Food are known the elections unfolded today throughout the 10 regions of Cameroon. Those were major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. The former General Manager of the Telecommunications Regulatory Board, TRB, has been sentenced to 20 years in imprisonment for the embezzlement of state funds. Arrested in August 2019, the former manager is said to have made away with a sum of over 389,720 million francs CFA. He was sentenced this November 1 at the Special Criminal Court in Yaoundé. After a series of court sessions, he will continue serving his jail term at the Kondenge Central Prison. We'll come back to that in a subsequent editions of newscasts. A number of separatist commanders have been killed in the northwest region of Cameroon. According to the military general Cavalier, a series of special operations are ongoing in the northwest region of Cameroon, the latest of which knocked off life out of a certain General Cross and died at the funeral ground in Mancon. His body was placed at the public square. As you hear the following story with Gladys Ambo Diba.
The military hierarchy in the northwest region says it has for the past about 1 month literally decapitated the hierarchy of separatist fighters during ongoing series of special operations against the Amba fighters. Speaking to the press in Bamenda on Saturday, 1 day after killing a notorious leader by name General Cross and Die of Tanka, Brigadier General Nkavale named other fallen fighters in other operations, though they did not announce on the media. Prince Will and 5 others at Mai 87 along Bamenda Bali Road, Tiger of Mbengui killed in Bamenda, Trouble killed in Dop, amongst others, adding that the military was soon close up on no pity after missing out on him at Ake village in Belo subdivision. Over the weekend, the corpse of Cross and Die was publicly exhibited at the popular Bamenda Hospital roundabout, where even the military general and his collaborators descended from their upstation offices to see. The exhibition, according to the head of the 5th Combined Military Regions, is to dissuade other young people from nursing the ambition of joining armed groups. The military says the self-styled General Cross and Die was responsible for numerous cases of kidnappings, demand for ransom and killing of soldiers and civilians. Following a tip-off, he was gunned down on Friday while attending a funeral ceremony and Tamefe quarters in Mancon in Bamenda 2 subdivision.
And since the coming of new diseases and other pandemics in the northwest region of Cameroon and other parts of Cameroon, there has been an increase in the neglect of patients suffering from non-communicable diseases. It is from that premise that the Cameroon Civil Society Alliance on NCD has told journalists in Bamenda to also increase public awareness on non-communicable diseases, as we hear in the following story. The Cameroon Alliance of Civil Society Organizations on Non-Communicable Diseases has called for a paradigm shift in the handling of persons suffering from such diseases. During a recent workshop with media practitioners in Bamenda, the Alliance, with the help of a medical doctor, demonstrated how policymakers and society have drifted attention from patients suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, stress, cancer, and others to COVID-19, for example, without a corresponding exercise in personnel and other logistics.
The fact that we don't have statistics, ready statistics, well collected, collated, analyzed, disaggregated statistics across the different important issues on NCDs is in itself a proof of the need for urgent or immediate actions to respond to NCDs.
Even the absence of palpable and reliable statistics on non-communicable diseases is also said to be strong proof of neglect of this category of patients.
Meanwhile, NCDs are responsible for the highest number of annual global deaths globally. In translating that to countries like Cameroon, we also have a significant burden.
This workshop with the press later brainstormed in 3 working groups is strategic, as they are expected to use the media power of their pens, microphones and cameras to get public authorities and other stakeholders to act and reduce the about 35% global annual dirt inputted on NCDs. Cholera resurfaces again in Cameroon to the surprise and condemnation of many, according to a release signed by the Minister of Public Health. The Southwest region is top with 9 new cases in Ekondo Titi and 1 case in Yaoundé. The Central region government has imposed control and hygienic prevention measures, as we hear in the following story with Beatrice Ngamu.
No need for any doubts. Cholera is back in Cameroon with 10 new cases. 9 registered in Ekondo Titi, Southwest region, and 1 in Yaoundé, Central region, between October the 27th to the 30th. The reappearance of this acute diarrheal illness caused by infection of intestines with Vibrio cholera bacteria leaves patients with severe diarrhea, dehydration, and vomiting. This usually from contaminated food or water. What happened to the 9 persons at Ekondo Titi is after consuming a meal of doubtful quality. The release from Public Health Minister Manauda Malashi this November the 1st says all the victims are out of danger and out of hospital. Cholera cases in the heart of COVID-19 prevention measures indication something is missing. The washing of hands with soap and clean running water, washing of fruits and vegetables properly before eating, ensure potable water is fit for drinking by either boiling, treating or filtering, keeping our fingernails trimmed, rushing to the nearest health center if sick, and call the toll-free numbers 1510 for complimentary information. The best preventive measures, according to the health boss, to contain the situation. Cholera is often mild or without symptoms, but can sometimes be severe and life-threatening. Prevention is the watchword, reiterates health officials.
A new week and month of relief as those in charge of managing garbage have started doing their job. Yaoundé and Douala in the past 1 week almost became a capital of dirt and pungent smell. The workers of Hygiene and Sanitation Company have begun clearing garbage off the streets, as we hear in the following story.
The reaction all over, one of relief. The heavy junk and strong stench gradually reducing as the workers of the Hygiene and Sanitation Company are already at work. Time to free the roads, completely cut off by garbage, hindering circulation in some neighborhoods.
Ça va aller. La vie est propre maintenant.
The picture this morning in some areas in Yaoundé, like at École de Police, Nouvelle Route Briqueterie, et Miki, just to name these, saluted by the inhabitants.
Aujourd'hui, quand même, c'est diminué un peu à Yaoundé maintenant. On voit quand même que c'est la capitale maintenant. Mais pour le moment, c'est un peu propre. Il faut continuer comme ça.
The population, all through this week, have been decrying the health disaster this could bring, and now sending signs of relief. The announced new cholera cases might have been a big catastrophe. The stop of work was due to salary arrears, and information gotten from the press